The moment the tiny black cat sold her very first cupcake, the sky cracked open, and every monster in the kingdom started running toward her bakery. The kingdom of Pastelia wasn't famous for its knights, or its queens, or even its magic. Everyone knew Pastelia because every building looked like it had been painted with strawberry frosting. Pink rooftops, mint-colored bridges, lavender trees, cotton candy clouds floated overhead while tiny glowing butterflies drifted through the streets. Hidden on the quietest corner stood a little bakery. Its windows glowed warm peach. The flower boxes overflowed with pastel roses. A wooden sign gently swayed above the door. Luna's Bakery. Inside, a beautiful long-haired black cat adjusted the ribbon around her apron. Her emerald eyes sparkled with determination despite the empty shop. She smiled at the fresh pastries she had spent all night baking. Cupcakes, cream rolls, berry pies, honey cookies. Exactly. 0 customers. She sighed. Please let someone come today. The tiny bell above the door jingled. Luna gasped. A customer. Instead, a massive explosion echoed outside. Boom. The ground shook. Flour bags fell from the shelves. The windows rattled. Outside, every cat in town screamed and sprinted away. A giant crystal rift had torn open in the middle of the square. Purple lightning crackled across the sky. The royal guards rushed toward it. Everyone knew what that meant. Another rift beast had appeared. Businesses slammed their doors shut. Market stalls emptied within seconds. Luna looked at her untouched pastries. Seriously. Then, something impossible happened. A glowing recipe book suddenly appeared in front of her. It floated in the air. Golden letters formed across the cover. Master Bakery system activated. Luna blinked. What? Pages flipped by themselves. Congratulations. You have inherited the legendary bakery. I definitely didn't apply for this. More glowing words appeared. Objective 1. Sell 1 pastry. To who? The bakery door exploded open. A terrified young rabbit rushed inside. He collapsed on the floor. Please! The rift beast is chasing me. Heavy footsteps echoed outside. Tum! 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 Every heartbeat felt heavier. The enormous monster ducked beneath the bakery doorway. It stood nearly 3 times taller than Luna. Covered in moss, crystal horns, golden eyes. Everyone outside screamed. Run! The guards pointed their weapons. Instead, the glowing book chimed. Customer detected. Luna stared. Customer! The monster sniffed the air. Its terrifying expression slowly changed. Its ears twitched. Its tail wagged. Is that blueberry pie? Everyone froze. The giant beast slowly walked toward the display counter. It carefully pointed 1 claw. 1 pie. Silence. Absolute silence. The rabbit whispered. Did the monster just order dessert? Luna looked between the system. The monster. The pie. That'll be, She had no idea. The recipe book solved it. Suggested price. 10 gold petals. The monster happily placed 10 glowing flower-shaped coins onto the counter. Luna carefully handed over the pie. The beast sat politely. Took 1 bite. Its eyes sparkled. Tiny happy tears rolled down its face. Best pie I've ever tasted. Outside, every royal guard lowered their weapons. What? The system chimed. First sale complete. Reward unlocked. Magical employee recruitment. Luna frowned. Employee. Another page appeared. Nearby applicants detected. Applicants. The bakery's front garden suddenly erupted. Roots burst through the ground. Flowers danced. Vines twisted together. Everyone screamed. A giant flower spirit emerged. She looked terrifying. Until she sneezed. Tiny flower petals exploded everywhere. Sorry. Pollen. The recipe book scanned her. Applicant. Name. Maribel. Occupation. Living flower spirit. Current status. Unemployed. Luna blinked. You're looking for work? Maribel nodded enthusiastically. I've been rejected 17 times. Apparently I intimidate children. She immediately looked guilty. I don't mean to. The system asked. Would you like to interview this applicant? Luna shrugged. Sure. She cleared her throat. So, what experience do you have? Maribel proudly smiled. I can grow flowers. She snapped her fingers. The empty bakery instantly filled with beautiful pastel roses. Lavender vines curled around the shelves. Cherry blossoms floated through the air. Customers gathering outside gasped. The bakery looked magical. Luna's eyes widened. You're hired. Maribel squealed with happiness. I have a job. The recipe book glowed. Employee successfully recruited. Bakery beauty plus 300%. Almost immediately, cats began peeking through the windows. It's beautiful. Was it always this pretty? Let's go inside. 5 customers entered, then 10, then 20. Luna and Maribel rushed around serving pastries. Cookies disappeared. Bread sold out. Cupcakes vanished. The cash drawer overflowed with glowing gold petals. The system chimed again. Income requirement met. Bakery level up. Confetti burst from nowhere. The bakery doubled in size. The kitchen expanded. New ovens appeared. Shelves stretched higher. A second floor emerged. Luna laughed. I think I'm dreaming. Nope. Maribel pointed outside. You're famous. Across the street, every bakery owner stared in disbelief. Especially one. A wealthy silver Persian cat named Celestine, owner of the largest bakery chain in the kingdom. She watched Luna's tiny bakery overflowing with smiling customers. Her smile disappeared. Impossible. No one steals my customers. She quietly turned toward her assistant. Find out everything. I don't care how. If I can't own that bakery, I'll make sure nobody shops there. Meanwhile, back inside, Luna noticed another notification. Emergency customer arriving. Emergency. The ground shook again. A frightened family of traveling cats rushed through the door, carrying a tiny kitten. The child was burning with magical fever. Their father pleaded, Please, we've searched every town. No healer can help her. Luna looked around helplessly. I'm just a baker. The recipe book glowed brightly. New recipe unlocked. Moonlight healing bread. Difficulty, beginner. Luna blinked. Healing bread. She rolled up her sleeves. Let's bake. The magical ovens burst to life. Golden flour floated through the air. Milk poured itself. Honey stirred itself. Moonlight streamed through the windows. The entire bakery shimmered as the fresh loaf emerged. Its warm glow filled the room. The little kitten took one bite. Within seconds, the fever vanished. The child's eyes slowly opened. Mama! The entire bakery fell silent. Then, the family burst into tears of relief. Outside, the crowd erupted in cheers. Word spread through Pastelia faster than the wind. There's a bakery where miracles are baked fresh every morning. And somewhere beyond the Pastel Hills, hidden deep inside a forgotten castle, something ancient slowly opened one glowing eye. The legendary bakery has awakened. Its low voice echoed through the darkness. Find the baker. The bakery had never been busier. The scent of warm cinnamon drifted through the streets. Queues stretched around the block. Pastel lanterns glowed above smiling customers, while Maribel happily decorated every cupcake with tiny edible flowers that bloomed into different colors. Luna barely had time to breathe. Every time she finished one batch, another 100 orders appeared. The magical recipe book chimed. Today's customers, 1,284. Luna blinked. That can't be right. Another notification appeared. Income goal achieved. Unlocking delivery department. The kitchen floor glowed. Soft golden circles appeared. Out stepped 3 tiny cloud-like creatures wearing miniature baker hats. Each carried a tiny satchel. One saluted dramatically. Cloud Courier number 1 reporting for duty. Another spun proudly. I've never delivered bread before. The third immediately stuffed an entire cookie into its mouth. Maribel sighed. We'll work on professionalism. The little courier swallowed quickly. I was quality testing. A quick pause before things get really wild. Narrator. Hey, yes you. The one pretending you're only watching one more story before bed. I see you. If you're smiling, laughing, or already wondering what happens next, tap subscribe and follow. It tells the creator you want more adventures with Luna and her magical bakery. Besides, if you don't subscribe, the tiny cloud courier looked around dramatically. I'll accidentally eat your cookies. He slowly reached toward the camera. Don't make me do it. The narrator chuckled. All right, let's get back to the story before he empties the whole cookie jar. Business exploded. Cloud couriers zipped across the kingdom, carrying glowing pastry boxes. Every successful delivery rewarded Luna with more magical points. The recipe book flashed again. New territory discovered. Sugarpine Forest. Potential ingredients found. Maribel pointed excitedly. We've never harvested there before. But her smile faded. No one stays in Sugarpine Forest after sunset. Luna closed the bakery early for the first time. She packed baskets, mixing bowls, magic flour, berry baskets. Together they walked beneath towering pastel trees whose leaves shimmered like stained glass. Everything felt peaceful. Until, crack, something enormous moved behind the trees. Another branch snapped. Maribel whispered, We're being watched. Dozens of glowing eyes appeared between the bushes. Slowly, massive cookie wolves stepped into the clearing. They looked terrifying. until one sniffed Luna's basket. Its ears perked up, its tail began wagging. The biggest wolf gently nudged Luna's hand. Hungry! Luna carefully offered a warm cinnamon roll. The giant wolf delicately accepted it. Crunch! Its eyes immediately sparkled. Every other wolf rushed forward. Maribel gasped. They're forming a line. Sure enough, each enormous wolf politely waited its turn. One by one. No pushing. No growling. Just very patient cookie-loving wolves. The recipe book chimed. Customer satisfaction. 100%. Pack leader wishes to speak. The largest wolf bowed. Our forest has been abandoned for years. No travelers visit anymore. We miss laughter. Luna looked around. The beautiful forest was empty. Flowers drooped. Trees looked lonely. An idea appeared. What if we build a picnic cafe here? Every wolf froze. A cafe! Maribel's eyes lit up. We could decorate the whole forest. The wolves barked excitedly. The recipe book glowed. Forest branch proposal accepted. Construction begins. Golden light swept across the clearing. Within seconds, pastel picnic tables appeared beneath flowering trees. Tiny bridges crossed sparkling streams. Lanterns floated between branches. The once forgotten forest transformed into the kingdom's most magical picnic destination. Visitors arrived almost immediately. Families, artists, travelers, musicians. Children laughed while cookie wolves carefully carried picnic baskets on their backs. The wolves had finally found meaningful work. Back in the capital, Celestine slammed both paws onto her desk. What do you mean? She opened another location? Her assistant nervously nodded. The Forest Cafe is attracting thousands. Our sales have dropped another 30%. Celestine's eyes narrowed. Then we stop competing. We eliminate the problem. She pulled an old scroll from a locked drawer. Its wax seal bore the crest of the Royal Culinary Guild, a guild feared by every bakery in the kingdom. They'll shut Luna down. Meanwhile, the magical recipe book suddenly chimed. Royal inspectors approaching. Maribel looked worried. They're famous. They've closed hundreds of bakeries. Outside, 6 elegant cats, wearing pristine white uniforms, stepped from golden carriages. Each carried clipboards. The lead inspector adjusted his glasses. We've received complaints. We're conducting a full inspection. The customers gasped. Luna smiled politely. Of course. The inspectors searched everything. The ovens, the kitchen, the storage room, the cafe, even the flower beds. Hours passed. Finally, the lead inspector looked completely confused. Everything, he checked his notes again, is perfect. Another inspector spoke up. The kitchen is spotless. The ingredients are exceptional. The employees are courteous. A third added, and those cinnamon rolls may have changed my life. The lead inspector coughed. Professional opinion. He turned toward the crowd. We find no violations. This bakery is officially recognized as one of the finest establishments in Pastelia. Cheers erupted. Customers applauded. Maribel accidentally hugged 3 inspectors at once. The cloud couriers celebrated by tossing tiny confetti cupcakes into the air. Far away, Celestine crushed her teacup. Impossible. Just then, the recipe book glowed brighter than ever before. Warning. Ancient customer approaching. Luna frowned. Ancient. The sky slowly darkened. The wind stopped. Every bird fell silent. Even the cookie wolves lowered their heads. Something impossibly powerful was coming. A massive shadow drifted across the pastel clouds. Then, an enormous dragon gently landed outside the bakery. Not with a roar. Not with destruction. Instead, it politely knocked on the bakery door with one enormous claw. The dragon waited patiently. One enormous claw rested politely on the cobblestone path. Another gentle knock echoed through the bakery. Knock, knock. Not a single window cracked. Not a single flower bent. Despite its enormous size, it moved with incredible care. Every customer hid behind tables. The royal inspectors looked ready to faint. One whispered, "That's Elder Aurelius." Another swallowed nervously. The oldest dragon in the kingdom. Luna took a deep breath and opened the door. "Hello." The dragon lowered his head respectfully. Golden eyes twinkled warmly. "I've heard wonderful things about your bakery." Everyone stared. The most powerful creature in the kingdom had come for dessert. Luna smiled. "Would you like to come inside?" The dragon hesitated. "I'm a little large." Maribel giggled. "Just a little." The dragon chuckled, his deep laugh rumbling like distant thunder. "I've broken 3 castles by sneezing." The recipe book chimed. Construction mode activated. Golden light raced across the building. The walls stretched. The ceiling rose higher. The entrance widened. The bakery transformed into a magnificent grand hall decorated with giant pastel chandeliers, towering windows, and flower vines wrapped around marble columns. A sign appeared above the doorway. Dragon-friendly entrance. The dragon blinked. No one's ever done that for me. He stepped inside carefully. The floor didn't even creak. Cloud Courier number 3 whispered, "He's even bigger indoors." Luna handed him a warm honeyberry cake. The dragon stared at it. "I haven't eaten fresh baking in 300 years. The bakery fell silent. He took one careful bite, then another. Tiny golden tears rolled down his face. "It tastes like home." Customers smiled. Even the royal inspectors quietly wiped away tears. The recipe book chimed. Legendary customer satisfied. Reputation increased across the kingdom. New feature unlocked. Royal orders. The front doors burst open. A royal messenger hurried inside. He carried an elegant scroll tied with pastel blue ribbon. He bowed. "By order of Her Majesty, the royal palace requests your bakery to prepare desserts for the grand festival." Everyone gasped. Maribel nearly dropped an entire tray of cupcakes. Luna blinked. "The palace." The messenger nodded. "You have 3 days." The recipe book displayed another notification. Festival guests. Expected attendance. 52,000 visitors. Cloud Courier number 1 slowly fainted. The bakery transformed into organized chaos. Ovens worked day and night. Cookie wolves hauled sacks of flour. Flower spirits decorated cakes with glowing blossoms. Cloud couriers flew nonstop delivering ingredients. The dragon gently caramelized sugar using tiny controlled puffs of warm flame. Maribel laughed. "I think you're overqualified." The dragon smiled. "I've waited centuries to help someone." Far away, Celestine watched through a crystal mirror. The palace, the festival, royal recognition. Everything she had dreamed of was slipping away. She slammed the mirror shut. "If I can't beat her fairly, I'll ruin the festival." She secretly hired a band of mischievous gremlin bakers, tiny troublemakers famous for sabotaging kitchens. That night, they sneaked into Luna's bakery. One loosened oven knobs. Another swapped sugar with salt. A third hid measuring spoons. Cloud Courier number 2 opened one sleepy eye. Intruders. Within seconds, every cookie wolf quietly surrounded the tiny gremlins. The flower spirits gently wrapped them in soft flowering vines. Nobody was hurt. The gremlins looked embarrassed. Luna walked over. "You don't have to steal." One tiny gremlin looked down. "No bakery would ever hire us. We're too clumsy." Another sighed. "We get blamed before we even start." Luna looked at the recipe book. It flashed. Potential employees detected. Maribel smiled knowingly. Luna crouched beside them. "Can any of you decorate cookies?" One timidly raised a paw. "I'm actually really good at icing." Another whispered. "I make tiny pastries." A third smiled shyly. "I organize kitchens." Luna grinned. "Then how about you work with us instead?" The gremlins froze. "You mean you're not calling the guards?" Luna laughed. "I need help baking 52,000 desserts." The gremlins burst into happy tears. The recipe book chimed. 3 new employees recruited. Kitchen efficiency plus 250%. Festival day arrived. The royal gardens looked like something from a dream. Pastel ribbons fluttered between flowering trees. Crystal fountains sparkled beneath rainbow-colored lanterns. Thousands of visitors filled the gardens. Princesses, knights, artists, musicians, families, even travelers from distant kingdoms. Luna's bakery stand became the busiest place in the entire festival. Lines stretched farther than anyone could see. Children laughed. Cookie wolves happily carried picnic baskets. Flower spirits made blossom crowns for visitors. Cloud couriers zipped through the skies delivering desserts. The dragon quietly brewed giant pots of warm cocoa for everyone waiting in line. Then, the queen herself approached. Every conversation stopped. She smiled warmly. "So, you're the baker everyone has been talking about." Luna bowed politely. "I hope you enjoy the pastries." The queen tasted a single strawberry tart. She closed her eyes. For a long moment, she said nothing. Finally, she smiled. "This reminds me of the first dessert my mother ever baked for me." The entire garden erupted into applause. The queen raised her voice. "From this day forward, Luna's Bakery is hereby recognized as the Royal Bakery of Pastelia." Cheers echoed across the kingdom. Fireworks painted the pastel sky with shimmering hearts and flowers. Maribel hugged Luna so tightly they both nearly fell over. The cookie wolves howled happily. The cloud courier spun through the air throwing sparkling confetti. Even the dragon laughed with joy. Across the gardens, Celestine quietly watched. She could have walked away. Instead, she lowered her head. I forgot why I started baking. Luna noticed her standing alone. She walked over carrying a fresh cupcake. I baked an extra. Celestine blinked. For me. Luna nodded. You don't have to be my rival. We can make this kingdom sweeter together. Celestine slowly accepted the cupcake. After one bite, she smiled for the first time in years. I'd like that. The recipe book glowed brilliantly. Conflict resolved through kindness. Kingdom happiness increased. New region unlocked. The floating islands. Luna looked up. High above the clouds. Entire islands drifted through the sky. Windmills turned slowly. Colorful lights shimmered in the distance. The recipe book displayed one final message. Next expansion available. Sky Bakery. Luna smiled. Looks like we're just getting started. Far above, a mysterious silhouette watched from one of the floating islands. A graceful white owl wearing a chef's hat folded a glowing recipe book. So, the next legendary baker has finally appeared. The owl smiled. I wonder if she's ready for the skies.